Thank you, Eric. Well, first of all, actually, I would like to congratulate Chris Barnes for this terrific conference. Can we all give applause to him? I think the idea of deepening the relationship, economic relationship between Australia and Indonesia, I think has been very much achieved today. Although it's a long session of 10 hours, I think we all enjoyed, or certainly I enjoyed this conference. And I would also like to thank all my friends from Indonesia who supported this conference. We have, I think, 30 to 40 strong delegation from Indonesia. We have, of course, Pak MP, the main supporter here with Pak Noke, Pak Sabam, Peter Fanning, Peter Kelly, Peter Shah, Phil Shah, many others which I wouldn't mention here, but one particular delegate from Yogyakarta, led by George Marantika. He is the president of Yogyakarta chapter. He brought about 30 people from Jogja. So, Pak George, thanks very much for supporting us. And I think it's been a very constructive and very transparent conference, and we all learn very much about the problems we are facing, the challenges, but also the opportunities. And I really feel very happy with the support of the two ambassadors, Greg Moriarty and Pak Primo, and also with the other government speakers, which shows that the support is there for the business people to follow up or we can do together. And I think a lot of the things, particularly in terms of changing the mindset and the stereotype of the bad perception has been dealt with. And particularly the 2.3% share Pak Primo mentioned, which is very small. That's because I think we look always all the time on the things we used to do or what we know. Always we think about dairy products, wheat, and mining. And there are still many other areas which we have gathered today to understand the potential of business opportunities there. We talk about infrastructure, which is $140 billion worth of investment in the next 4 to 5 years in Indonesia. All the difficulties there, actually, we talk this afternoon about how to tackle that one. Now, we sometimes forget that the difference between Indonesia and Australia in terms of the landscape is so much extreme. If you look at the Australian social structure, you have possibly 80% middle class in the structure in Australia. Well, in Indonesia, we have 5% very rich people and a strong or growing middle class, but still many people who are left behind or poor. And we cannot tackle the way we used to do business in Indonesia like in advanced countries. We have to see the landscape and approach it in a holistic way. That is, we cannot just do, for example, infrastructure, which in Indonesia possibly is something which is not always profitable. But if it is combined with other businesses, then, I used to say it's combining the business which is bone, but also there are other businesses which are meat. And if we want to do both sides, then there are a lot of opportunities we can do together. But overall, the real problem is about human resources. And education has been said many times, and I believe this is the area which we have to tackle first, because by combating the education, which is also a very lucrative business sector, we will improve the relationships long term. That is to improve in the understanding, communication of culture and especially language, so that we can produce more and more business people from both sides to understand better and work together. Because after all, partnership or public partnership must be something to do with trust, confidence, and friendship. And that can only be approached much stronger if the education sector in Indonesia in particular can be brought up to the level of the standard of international, which Australia is the country is very much ready and nearest to Indonesia. So although we said that many times, right, I believe that that has to be repeated, and possibly we need to influence more and more people to understand about this one. We have only about 200 people here today, but I hope each of us maybe can influence 1,000 people more, so that this word of mouth can be more powerful than just normal promotion or advertisement. So this is very much, I believe, which will improve the understanding of the nation and will result in what we want to achieve today, that is about deepening the economic partnerships. And the least thing we can do actually, or smallest risk, is by visiting Indonesia as tourists. A lot of Australians have been to Bali, but actually we have many more than Bali. And in particular with the presence of Sultan Hamengkubuwono X, we would like very much to invite the Australian to visit Yogyakarta, because Yogyakarta actually is the center of culture in Indonesia. It's the oldest civilization, possibly, like Pak Kita said this afternoon, about 2,000 years of history. So Yogyakarta is not very much well known in Australia or maybe even the world, but we have many heritages there, particularly Borobudur, the largest Buddhist temple, which is already 1,000 years old. So seeing is believing. If you see Indonesia and visit there for a few days in Yogyakarta, a few days in Bali, then you know this is a very small investment to understand better of the opportunities in Indonesia. So I would like to invite you all to tell your friends, your relatives, please visit Borobudur, and that will give us more opportunities in creating more businesses. So once again, I'd like to thank Peter and all his staffs who have made this conference successful. And also to you all, formally, I would like to invite you to come to our conference in Bali on the 17 to 19 of November. Thank you very much.
I thought I might just like to ask the panel what they thought about the current situation regarding Baso. Now, Tom Allard, the Herald correspondent in Jakarta, he wrote in last Saturday's Sydney Morning Herald that the baso, which is the noodles and the meatballs that are sold by the kaki limas, the street vendors, they're all going to be impacted by the quotas on Australian meat imports, particularly offal. Now, offal is all the bits and pieces, you know, the hearts and lungs and kidneys and things, which apparently are the major ingredient for the meatballs in baso. And I wasn't aware of that before. But if I could just ask the panellists what their thoughts are on baso and the impact of the meat quotas on baso and the livelihoods of millions of vendors.
I personally prefer Nyonya Sahati's ayam goreng, ooh, but yeah. I have been known to have a bit of baso. Look, I think our view is that if offal is a product that can be legally traded in Indonesia, then it should be open for international trade, and that it would not be if Indonesia bans it for health reasons or other reasons which are WTO consistent, then Australia would, I think, accept a position that it was banned entirely. But if it's simply Australian offal that is being banned, then we'd find that very difficult to accept.
I'll just say, as the son of an Australian cattle farmer, I'm obviously very concerned about this issue. And more importantly, we have some very strong people like Alistair Lugsden in the audience who are strong members of AIBC. So certainly, from the AIBC point of view, we'll be engaging on this issue as best as we can. And I just support the Ambassador's comments. Mm-hmm.